What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV here. The Premier League doesn't stop now, and we've got a predicted lineup for you for the Fulham game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium tomorrow. 6 o'clock kickoff. I mean, we got to stop the rot now, don't we, Sim? It's like it's getting to a point now where we start getting wins on the board again.
4 games without a win. Luckily, other teams have also dropped a lot of points. It's been that kind of season, so we're still in and amongst it. And it's just important we focus on ourselves. We can't focus on what other teams are doing. And it's proven over the last few weeks, we've just focused on ourselves and get the wins that we should be getting, then we would be right up there in the table. Right now, we're 7th. If we win, we go 3rd or a little 2nd, depending on Man United's result tonight against Wolves. So it's all to play for, really is all to play for. It changes game to game. So it's so imperative we get the win against Fulham on Wednesday. Fulham are in good form. It's not going to be easy. They've played some good teams as well and got points, but we need to show that we're the better team. We need to show our superiority.
Yeah, and usually around December, Christmas time and New Year time, you're kind of seeing like the evolution of the league and where you could finish at the end of the season. But it's a bit earlier this year in the league because the league started a bit later. So it's a bit of a different situation we're in now. So it's not as important as usual December's, but we just need to get back on track.
It's also just because it's so tight. It's not usually as tight as this. The same time last season, after the same games, there was a 15-point gap between 2nd and 8th. And now there's a 3-point gap. So, like, there's a big difference in how the league is set up. Liverpool won 43 points this time last season. They're only on 32. So, look, there's a big change up in how the league is set up and everything. So it's all to play for. No need to panic just yet. But we definitely need to turn this form around sooner rather than later.
All right, so let's get into the predicted lineup. Let's start off with the team news. Sim, what can you tell me? I know there's some interesting injuries, hasn't there?
Yeah, so obviously Lo Celso is still ruled out for sure. We know that. Gareth Bale, unfortunately, now seems to be out for a couple of weeks. That's what Mourinho was saying after going off against Stoke. He said it's not a serious injury, but it's probably going to be a few weeks. And Carlos Vinicius and Lucas Moura also have been ruled out for an unspecified reason, rumoured to be the COVID situation affecting the other Brazilian players in the Premier League. So it looks like it's going to be those are the injuries. So we're going to be a bit limited in the forward department. Luckily, obviously, we know Lamella's back. He was on the bench last game. He came on last game. So he's an option again. We've still got like Dele around. But in terms of real pace, without Lucas on the bench, not much of an option. Maybe Jack Clark could get a run out in the squad, who hasn't featured much this season. But yeah, a few injuries now, starting to clock up.
All right, so let's get into it. What are we feeling? 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. Which one are you feeling?
I think 4-2-3-1. I think Fulham like to have started recently to play 3 at the back, and I know we played 3 at the back against Wolves in that first half before changing up with about half an hour to go. I'm expecting us to go back to that formation, and we know we need to win, so we need to get a few goals on Wednesday for sure. Especially with all the complaints about Mourinho, and also Mourinho acknowledging everything. I think we have to really go out and try and attack Fulham on Wednesday.
Yeah,
especially at least before we get 2 goals or 3 goals ahead.
Yeah,
can't rely on 1 goal again.
Yeah, that's for sure. 4-2-3-1 in goal. Obviously, Hugo Lloris. Right back. Do you think Aurier comes back in for this one?
I think so. I think he played Doherty in a back 3 because he was more suited to that, and against his old club. But I think Aurier comes back in on Wednesday for me.
So Aurier right back, left back. Stick with Reguilon, or does Davis give a shout for this one?
Look, Davis did have a good game, but we need Reguilon. We need our flying fullbacks. So we need to get back to a bit of what we were playing earlier in the season. And that was the 2 flying fullbacks and Højbjerg sitting in between. So I want to see that again. Yeah,
and in the centre-back positions, we're going to go for Toby to come back in the side after being rested on the weekend. And then obviously alongside him, the mainstay so far in the season, Eric Dyer.
Yeah. We have a few options with Sanchez and Rodon as well. Sanchez started against Wolves, but I expect Toby to come back into the team because I just think he's a better option. Rodon, could Rodon play potentially, but I feel like he's going to stick with Dyer and Toby for this one.
What about Sanchez though? It's a bit harsh. He's had a couple of good games on the trot now.
Yeah, but still, you need Toby, and I think you need Toby and Dyer. I think he tried to play Sanchez to try and push the team up a bit, but it didn't quite work. But I don't think that was Sanchez's fault. I think he did his job, but I just think the team was still dropping way too deep. And that's the thing with Dyer and Toby. If they push up a bit, they don't really have the pace to recover as much, as forcing us to sit a bit deeper. So maybe we will see Roden, but I'm expecting Dyer and Toby in this one, just because Toby was rested and Dyer started every game.
All right, so that's a back five so far of Hugo Lloris, Toby and Dyer at the centre-backs, with Reguilón and Aurier at the wing-back positions. Højbjerg as the CDM.
Playing every game, so he's got to play again.
Yeah, alongside him, Moussa Sissoko.
I personally would play Winks, but I'm expecting Sissoko to come back in.
Yeah,
because he was rested against Wolves. He came on. I'm expecting Sissoko, but if I was Jose, I would persist with Winks personally for this game.
Of course you would.
I would. I think it's the better option. No, but I'm being serious. I think for this kind of game, I think a player like Winks is more required. And we showed against Fulham, it didn't take too much away from us defensively having Winks in there. So I would play Winks, but I'm expecting to see Sissoko come back in.
All right, so Sissoko and Højbjerg, and then just ahead of him is going to be Tanguy Ndombele. Absolute brilliant performance on the weekend. I mean, he's just got to carry on where he left off, doesn't he?
Yeah, Mourinho had some really nice words to say about him in the press conference as well today, saying how he's really impressed with his evolution this season. He said he's now got to a point where he's playing at a very high level for about 60, 70 minutes, but now he has to take the next step to get it to 90 minutes. And he says there are players, he was quoted as saying there are players who naturally play very intensely, and there are players who play with a lot of stamina and strength, and there are some players who are very sharp and they wane during the game. And he said Ndombele is kind of there at the moment, and he needs to take another step in his evolution to give the team what the team needs for 90 minutes. And unfortunately, he's not doing it at the moment, but hopefully he can in the future. So I guess we'll see. But at the moment, like for 70 minutes, he's like the best player on the park. So it's a tough call. You can't really leave him out at the moment. He brings something completely different to the team that no one else can offer. So we just need him.
I felt that case was a bit different against Wolves. I felt he wasn't really wheeling in that game, as opposed to other games you've really visibly seen it. I didn't feel that against Wolves. So hopefully that's a good sign, I guess. Yeah,
maybe it was just a something that like all Jose's on autopilot. 70 minutes getting Ndombele off. He wasn't even thinking about it. I don't know. Probably I doubt that's the case, but I think I agree with you. He just done some really good stuff against Wolves, and then he got taken off. So we'll see. I don't look. It's because of these games coming so thick and fast. I don't expect him to play 90 minutes against Fulham either. But I guess we'll see. I remember against Norwich. When we played Norwich last season, he played 90 minutes. He was playing really well for the whole game. I remember that. I remember he got better actually as the game went on and played all the way through. So he showed previously maybe in one game he can do it, but we'll see.
We shall see. So Ndombele, the furthest forward midfielder. Left-hand side is a given Heung-min Son. Up front is a given Harry Kane. On the right-hand side, an interesting one. For me personally, well, the only two players that can play there now is, with injuries, Bergwijn and Eric Lamela. I personally feel Eric Lamela gets the spot.
I would rather Lamela at the moment. I think, although Bergwijn didn't do great when he came on against Wolves, although I wouldn't have any problem with him coming in. I just feel like Lamela's had a few good cameo performances, and we all know how well he played at the start of the season. So I'll give him a run out in this one.
Right. So that is the lineup. Let me just run through it with you one more time. It's Hugo Lloris in goal, Reguilón left back, Aurier right back, centre backs of Dyer and Toby, with Højbjerg, Sissoko, Ndombele in the middle, with Eric Lamela on the right, Heung-min Son on the left, and Harry Kane up top. What score prediction are you going for?
2-0.
2-0?
2-0.
I mean, I was thinking 2-0 as well. I mean, it's the kind of the most obvious scoreline, but we really need to stamp our authority early and seal the game off. Hopefully in the first half, maybe you get 2 or 3 goals. I don't want to see any getting 1 goal and sitting back and protecting that lead. I want to go out there and I want to stamp our authority, and I want to get back on track, you know?
Agreed. Completely agree, and we need to get back to winning ways. It's completely imperative we get back to winning ways, and if we do that, it'll create a good feeling around the camp. It really will, because once you see those league positions again, like we were top of the league for a month, it just creates a good feeling, and that's what we need to keep. And hopefully we can readjust our tactics a bit, be more on the front foot once we take the lead. And hopefully we can get the 3 points in this one. But it's not going to be easy. Fulham, maybe a few weeks ago, would have been easier. But this new Fulham, who have turned up under Scott Parker, giving even the best teams a rough ride. So it's not going to be an easy game. So I can envisage the meltdown if we do drop points. But we do need to get back to winning ways.
For sure. All right. So there you have it. That's our lineup. That's our scoreline predictions. Let me know in the comment section below what your predicted lineup is. Let me know in the comment section below what your predicted scoreline is. And as always, come on, you Spurs.